Hey, good to see you. Today we're gonna dive into classic gymnastics isometric holds. I have a 20-minute workout for you to achieve headstand, frog stand and elbow lever. The skills look like this. We work with muscles and movement needed to get better at these static holds. Follow along and let's start with a warm-up.
We start with jumping oblique twists, 8 jumps both ways, holding hands shoulder height and legs together. While jumping, turn your hips and shoulders in opposite ways. Let's go! It's a great way to get our heart rate up and body moving. Good! Let's stretch our neck by slowly moving our head sideways and gently holding it down with one hand. While in this position, let's nod slowly up and down 4 times to stretch out neck and trapezius muscles. And switch sides. We need to loosen up all stiffness to get the best results without injuries. Great! Next up is forward bend. Make sure you take a wider stance and hold your legs straight the whole time. We bend in front and between the legs in turn. Tip down 16 times in total, progressively moving deeper. Nice! We widen our stance even more, bending forward with a straight back for a windmill stretch. Hands straight on the sides, we reach our toes and the ceiling in turn 16 times. This exercise is used to improve flexibility, coordination and rotational strength in the core, shoulders and hamstrings. Let's move on to the kneeling position where we do runner lunges to forward bend in a tipping motion. One leg in front, flat on the ground while straightening your leg behind. Tip your hips lower and lower 8 times. Now we put one of our knees down and straighten out leg in front. Bend forward 8 times in a tipping motion. And let's switch legs. Feel the stretch in your legs and enjoy getting loose. Okay, now we stand on our knees and stretch back by bringing hips forward. We do a reverse windmill, touching our opposite heel with straight hands 16 times. This is a delicate movement, so be cautious and hold your muscles tense while being in this overstretched position. Let's continue with wrist stretches. We sit on our leg and put palms on the floor in front. Now change your hand position every step, left and right, up and down, palms up and palms down. Let's do every variation 3 times. We can regulate pressure by moving more or less body weight above the wrists. If you feel pain in your joints, I would suggest being very cautious, because for elbow lever or frog stand, we need to hold all of our body weight with our hands. And let's finish warm up with ankle tips. Put your palms down in front, stretch your legs to get a pyramidal shape, and then bend one leg for a support. We push the heel of our straight leg down on the ground and switch legs. Let's do one more set. And switch again. Fantastic! Now we have our joints and muscles ready for a workout. We start with a headstand. You want to make sure there is a clear and preferably soft landing spot behind. Then we need a good stance and starting position. From deep squat, lean forward on your toes to put your palms down, shoulder width, with fingers pointing in front. Then move forward even more by putting your knees down and place your head on the ground in front, creating a pyramid shape with your head and hands on the ground. How exactly we should position our head on the ground? Usually the answer is between our forehead and center top of our head. It really depends on our unique head shape, but usually it's closer to the center top of the head. Now we should have good support for a headstand. Next we must move our hips straight above our head. Just take small steps on your toes and move closer to the established position. I have 10 exercises for you that will improve your physique for frog stand and elbow lever. First one is a headstand, so get ready and let's bring out the timer. We will do handstand repetitions with small breaks between them to stabilize blood flow. Let's go! This is the first fundamental skill to execute before trying harder isometric exercises. When we get the hips aligned with the upper body, it's time to get our legs off the ground. At first it's easier to hold legs tucked and slowly move them up. Focus on pushing yourself up through the support from your hands. Hold your body tight the whole time and make sure you don't overextend your back. Each exercise is 45 seconds long with a 15-second rest between them. If you're feeling confident with a tucked headstand, then the next step is to straighten your legs up. Then you would like to try starting with straight legs as well, bending only from your hips. Next we are going through all 4 plank positions, starting with the standard plank, hands supporting in front, aligned with shoulders. Now we must choose if we want to do these with straight arm or forearm support. Straight arm is the gymnastics way of doing those, but if it is too harsh for the wrists, then switch to forearm position. Keep your body straight, core engaged, and avoid arching your back or dropping on your hips. It will target the core, shoulders, chest, and arms. Perhaps one of the greatest exercises alive. It reminds us that usually the most effective exercises are the simplest ones. Take a quick rest as we move on to the side plank. Your hand is positioned below your shoulder and the free arm can just rest on your hip. Feet can be stacked on top of each other or in a scissor position for better balance. Maintain balance and keep your body straight. It will target obliques, shoulders and legs. Keep the core strong and let Jack paint you like one of his French girls. Shake your arms a little and check out the next one. This is a reverse plank, the rarest of planks. Place your hands behind you, fingers pointing towards your feet, and lift your hips so your body forms a straight line from your head to your heels. Engage the glutes and hamstrings while keeping the core tight. It will target the lower back, glutes, hamstrings, and shoulders. Planks are great exercises for gymnasts because of their low-risk position. We must hold the same position in the air while doing a layout front flip, for example. Make planking great again! Good stuff. We have one side plank left to do. Gather all your strength and get the balance right. Let's go for one more. Do not sink your hips. Hold yourself as straight as possible. You know, you don't have to share a wooden plank with Rose. You can be your own plank to survive. You got it. Now, to get a good full body workout, we must include squat work. That's what we're gonna do next. Simple squats. Hold your back straight and legs as wide as your hips are. Add some synchronized hand movement to it, and let's rock and roll. Focus on glute activation. We will need that later for an elbow lever. Isn't it fascinating how such a simple squat is a household exercise for almost every sport there is? And you can feel why it is so important. That's nice. Next we're doing some shoulder conditioning with shoulder stand jumps. Let's squat and put our hands in front, palms down, shoulder width. This is our starting position where we also end our repetitions. Now we use our legs to jump, moving our body weight on top of the shoulders and back down again. Jumps should be modest and progressively explosive, testing the strength of our shoulders. Do as many repetitions as you can. I wash my shoulders with Head and Shoulders to tone my muscles even more. If you believe it, it will work. Just kidding. Next up we got the prone heel raises. Go on your stomach, move your straight hands aside, palms down, legs straight and heels together. Our goal is to raise our heels up and down in repetitions. A lot of support comes from hands. You can push down hard to get your heels higher and hold your upper body on the ground. It will engage your glutes, hamstrings and lower back. These are the same muscle groups you need to hold tight in the elbow lever and other static holds.
Perfect.
Nice one. Let's move on to diamond push-ups. Begin with a plank position with your hands close together, directly under your chest. Position your thumbs and index fingers together to form a diamond or triangle shape. Now you have the starting position. We move up and down in repetitions. Focus on keeping your body in a straight line, engaging your core to avoid letting your hips sag or raise too high. Put your knees down if it's too difficult to hold the form. Also, focus on form over speed. These push-ups place more emphasis on the triceps and inner chest. We need that strength in the frog stand. You must be strong enough to balance your whole body with your hands. You're doing great. We are moving on to hollow body tucks. The starting position is to lie on the back on the floor, arms straight overhead and legs straight. Engage your core and hip flexors to lift up your upper body and legs. In this hollow position, we simultaneously tuck our knees towards our chest and bring arms towards our legs, essentially folding our body in repetitions. Grab your legs for a second before moving back again. What you get is a stronger and more stable core, which we will use later in static holds. This is also an advanced fetal position. This is how gymnasts are born. Just kidding, make the last repetitions count. Wonderful. Now take a second to rest. Every muscle you need is activated and ready to go after a small cool down. We will give our best to attempt the frog stand and elbow lever next. The frog stand is a fundamental arm balance exercise that is often used as an introductory movement to more advanced balancing skills, such as the handstand or plunge. It's commonly practiced in gymnastics, yoga, and calisthenics, helping to develop strength, balance, and coordination. Begin by squatting down on the floor with your feet close together. Place your hands on the ground in front of you, shoulder width apart, with your fingers spread wide for stability. Bend your elbows slightly and lean forward, bringing your knees to the outside of your upper arms near your elbows or triceps. Your knees should press gently into the upper arms, creating a tripod-like support with your arms and legs. As you lean forward, gradually shift your weight onto your hands, lifting your feet off the ground. Keep your core engaged to maintain balance and control. Hold the position by balancing on your hands with your knees resting on your upper arms. Focus on maintaining stability and control. Your head should be looking slightly forward, not down. Start by holding the frog stand for a few seconds, and as you build strength and confidence, try to increase the duration. The frog stand strengthens the arms, shoulders, and wrists as they support the body's weight. And now let's attempt an elbow lever. It is an advanced bodyweight hold that requires strength, balance, and coordination. It is a common skill in gymnastics, calisthenics, and even breakdancing. In this position, the body is held horizontally, parallel to the ground, supported only by the hands with the elbows tucked into the abdomen or hips. Begin in a kneeling position on the floor. Place your hands on the ground about shoulder width apart, fingers pointing sideways. Bend your elbows and tuck them into your abdomen just below your rib cage and around your hips, depending on what feels more stable for you. Lean forward until your feet lift off the ground completely. Balance your weight on your hands and elbows. Keep your entire body tense with your legs together and your toes pointed to maintain a straight line from head to toe. Once in the air, focus on maintaining balance by distributing your weight evenly between your hands and elbows. When you get the balance, focus on straightening your body through glute, hamstring, and lower back activation until you get totally parallel with the ground. Try to hold the elbow lever for as long as possible, starting with just a few seconds and gradually increasing the duration as you gain strength and confidence. And there you have it. Hopefully this workout helped you learn some insights about gymnastics holds and gave you practical tools to improve yours. I was quite sweaty after this workout and I hope you were too. You make sure to stay active. The sun is so hot, I think I'm gonna pass out right now. Hit like, share, subscribe to let them know. Come and get sweaty with another video edit.